And what is up again, my fellow patriots? How y'all doing out there in America, land of the free, home of the brave? It's me, the Wicked Wizard, coming back at you with another video. I'm still on this Colorado commie pedophile kick. In my last video, I talked about the gun law they just passed, basically outlawing guns for all law-abiding citizens. So any criminals will have guns, and they can kill us all because the commies in Colorado want us dead. No doubt about it. Now, on a slightly, maybe even worse than wanting you dead and taking your gun rights away, violating your constitutional rights and all this kind of thing. Well, now, Colorado, they come in for your kids. They come in for your kids. They're going to take your kids. They're going to make them gay. They're going to make them trans. Yep. They're actually filing a bill, have a bill that is trying to do that. Now, this is very bizarre because not long ago, we had this. Bill number HB 25-1145, trafficking minor for abortion or transgender care, concerning prohibiting the human trafficking of an out-of-state minor into Colorado for the purpose of assisting the minor in obtaining certain reproductive health care services. So it was prohibited, and guess what? Now it's encouraged. It is actually now encouraged. So instead of, this being prohibited, it is now if you have a child in any other state in the country where maybe there's a divorce going on and the dad doesn't want the mom to make his little boy into a girl, cut his dick off, right? So he's complaining about that, and maybe they're in I don't know, Utah, and the mom snatches the kid up, brings the kid to Colorado. Colorado will refuse. Even if the father from Utah has legal custody, Colorado will refuse to release the kid back to the father. Colorado will pay for and put the kid through the sexual change surgery and cut his dick off. Yes, I am not kidding. Not kidding at all. Matter of fact, here, look. This is the new bill, HB 25-1312. Legal protections for transgender individuals, concerning legal protections. Subjects: children and domestic matters, education, school, pre and K through 12. Those are what they're going after. Preschool and K through 12 children. Right? Section 1 of the bill creates the Kelly Loving Act. There's nothing loving about this. Section 2 provides that when making child custody decisions and determining the best interest of the child for purpose of parenting time, a court shall consider demanding, misgendering, or threatening to publish material related to an individual's gender-affirming healthcare services as a type of coercive control. A court shall consider reports of coercive controls when determining allocations of parental responsibilities in accordance with the best interests of the child. Now, the best interest of the child should be up to the parents, no? Is that not how it goes? Should not the parent decide what is best for their own child? Well, nope, not in Colorado. Nope. So what else is going to happen? Let's say, you have young children and you live in Colorado, and you send your kids off to school, right? Again, nursery school kids, and then all the way kindergarten through 12. And so, from what's that? From like 2 to 17, anywhere in that range, your kid goes to school, and you have one of those commie pedophile scumbag teachers who are all about the gay, and they got the gay trans and the gay flags all in their classrooms, and they're constantly telling their students about the gay sex they had over the weekend, and those weirdos that you see all the time. Well, if they start to talk to your little boy or little girl and tell them that you could be the opposite sex, you don't have to be a boy, you don't have to be a girl, right? And then that child comes home to you Let's say it's your little boy. And he comes up and says, Daddy, I could be a girl. Mrs. Commie Scumbag, piece of shit, from the local school. That's her name, Mrs. Commie Scumbag, piece of shit. Yep, middle name in there and everything. Said that I can be a girl. And then you say, well, no, I'm sorry, son, but you can't be. You're a boy. You're my boy. You can't be a girl, and you're never going to be a girl. And the kid goes back to school the next day and tells his teacher about the conversation he had with his dad the night before. Next thing that happens is the cops are on your front door with court orders taking custody of your children away from you, making them wards of the state, and giving them tax-funded sex change operations. Yep, the state will kidnap your child, take them from you, and cut their dicks off, and you have zero legal recourse. Wow, huh? Colorado is run by fucking shithead commies. Remember, this was a state that first tried to keep Trump off the ballot. Yeah, this used to be such a beautiful, beautiful state. Over the last decade, it's just gone downhill. It is actually now worse than California. It is. I mean, they're going to kidnap your children. They're taking your gun rights away. They're raising your taxes all the time. Every year, my mortgage goes up by $500 for property tax. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. And I am thinking about packing up, moving to Wyoming, where I can have guns and ain't nobody trying to kidnap kids and cut their dicks off, because that's insane. And if I had young children and they tried to do that, somebody wind up dead and I'd wind up behind bars. But yeah, I would not allow that to happen. So I guess it's a good thing I don't have small children. But yeah, and if you don't believe me, here we go.
Democrats at the state capitol want future child custody proceedings to take into consideration if a parent opposes their child's gender identity. That's led to claims from Republicans that the government wants to take people's children. Our Angeline McCall breaks down.
That's exactly what it means. That's exactly what it means. The government wants to take away your children. I think the first time I ever heard something like that was like, I don't know, 15, maybe even 20 years ago. And I thought it was the craziest thing I ever heard, where people were talking about that children don't belong to the parents, they belong to the state. I was like, what? I ain't never heard nobody say that before. I never thought too much of it. I was never really political. I went about my business. But now when I look back on it, this shit has been going on for a long time. Unfortunately, that piece of shit Obama got into office and started this shit on a downward trajectory, and where it's now come to where they'll just kidnap your kids, cut their dicks off in front of your face, and tell you to go fuck yourself. And if you try to do anything to stop them, they'll lock you up. And of course, you don't have any guns because they stole that from you as well. Insanity.
What is actually in this bill and how close it is to becoming law.
At the Colorado Capitol, a fierce back and forth over trans rights and where they intersect with parental rights.
Standing up for civil rights is not compromisable.
This is not protecting children, it's weaponizing the courts against parents.
Republican lawmakers argue House Bill 1312 says if a parent doesn't support their child's transition or gender identity, they could lose custody.
All this does is lay out very clearly that supporting a child's gender identity as a parent is in the best interest of the child.
What? Say what? How is that in the best interest of a child? I mean, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a pirate. Imagine if my mom and my dad let me cut my eye out. So I want to be a pirate. I should be affirmed in my, my fairy tale fantasies. No. And you can see that, this is one of those commie pedophile bitches right here for sure. Right? Look how smug and you could just see this lady hates America. She hates you. She wants you dead, and she wants to take your kids away and cut their dicks off. That's all there is to it.
Democratic Representative Rebecca Stewart is one of the bill's sponsors. She says the bill expands anti-discrimination protection for trans individuals. It says courts can't punish parents or revoke custody rights for allowing their child to receive gender-affirming health care. But it also allows a court to consider
also gender-affirming health care. Sexual mutilation on children is considered health care? Yeah, man. No. So, let me ask you this. How many old trans people do you see out in the streets? Think about it. Answer, none? Yeah, because they don't live that long. Transing does not alleviate whatever whatever mental issues that they were having to begin with. 87% of these kids will grow out of it if just left alone and ignoring it and not trying to affirm something that is fake, not real, ungodlike. God didn't make no mistakes. You're a dude or you're a chick. There's no flip-flopping. There's no transformers. This is all insane. They think child sexual mutilation is healthcare. Wow.
that dead naming or misgendering, for example, can be a form of coercive control and then taken into consideration when deciding custody disputes.
That may or may not ultimately play into a judge's decision. We are just making it very clear that this is something that may be considered.
No. That's something that will absolutely be considered in 100% of these cases.
Opponents argue parents who oppose a child's transition or gender identity will lose visitation or other rights.
This would allow a parent who may be navigating an incredibly complex and emotional issue with their child to lose custody for not affirming a gender identity they may not understand.
We are parents. We protect our children. And you keep coming up here and saying, we overregulate and this and that. You're coming after our rights. And we're not going to stand for it.
Yep, that is correct. And you notice that the Republicans, they're kind of reasonable. I'm not a big fan of Republicans either. I'm MAGA. I'm a Trump guy. I want to make America great again. I'm a constitutionalist. I believe everything in the Constitution should be protected, especially the Second Amendment. And I'm for America. I want everybody to do good. But these people are just insane. They hate America. They hate you. They hate children. And they love power. And they want to make everybody suffer. And they want you dead. And that's it. So we got a chance to put a stop to all this while we got Trump in office. And so I encourage everybody to please go over to this link here and then let these fine people know that they're scumbag pedophile fucks trying to chop your kids' dicks off. Yep, just let them know they're commie scum pedophile pieces of shit who are very interested in your children's sexuality. Odd. Anyway, that's what I got for you today. Let me know what you think about all this down in the comments. And until next time, peace.